The Miami Dolphins are in a very interesting spot in the AFC East. They have the potential to rise up and steal the division from the Patriots, but at the same time they have an equal amount of potential to kind of have a lot of things fall on them. Starting out by losing along basically the rock of that offensive line, protecting the blind side of Tannehill last year, was obviously a huge loss. Having him essentially just walk off the team, I don't know. I don't understand what they were thinking with that one. And also, now you got a guy who didn't perform well last year who's going to be taking over that job. If Tannehill is on his back that often in this season, everybody's going to be pointing fingers in one direction. And I think that's a dangerous kind of thing to rely on, especially when this offseason for the Dolphins was all about giving Tannehill what he needs to succeed. Bess is gone, but they're keeping Hartline, and they got Wallace. Wallace knows how to drop a lot of balls, but he knows how to go over the top, and he knows how to win games. He's going to be a good addition, although he will have some downfalls every now and then when you do see him drop wide open passes. They also gave a kind of middle of the line guy in Dustin Keller. Stealing him from the Jets is going to be huge. Keller obviously is thrilled to get away from Mark Sanchez, although we still have yet to see whether or not Ryan Tannehill is going to be a huge upgrade from Mark Sanchez. So now you lose that big running back, but that's okay because everything is being kind of centered around Tannehill and the passing offense. They mainly have a number 1 receiver, a number 2 receiver, and a tight end. Maybe somebody else will step up. I don't know, but it's going to be a little limited. So it's going to die by the shoulders of Tannehill, especially Wallace, and Dustin Keller is going to have to step up in a big way. For me, the big questions about the Miami Dolphins are people who had injuries in the past going to be able to get past that and play well this season, especially with Dustin Keller? I think that's a huge one because he's going to be a very important part of this offense. And we see it all the time now. Tight ends are very important to any offense. You can't just rely on your wide receivers now. You got to have a guy in the middle as well who can make things happen. It's also going to be a big question about the offensive line. You lost such an important part, so is the young guy going to be able to step up and take over and really not let people get to his quarterback? Losing Bess, Bush, and Long, I think, are the huge losses they've had, but they've had some good pickups as well. I'm also extremely excited to see how Deion Jordan plays in the NFL. I think he has the potential to be a monster and really cause a problem for offensive lines and quarterbacks as well. It's going to be interesting to see whether or not the Dolphins rise up to the kind of, I don't know, it's a very generous position right now because the Patriots have had a lot of issues this offseason, and they've also lost quite a bit of their offensive weapons or have question marks next to those weapons. Can the Dolphins rise up and take this division, or are they going to be competing for a wild card spot? Or will this offseason prove to have too many losses for this team and not enough players stepping up in the season to fill in those empty holes?